Phi Phi is known as a party island first and a diving island second. We came here to see if the diving could surprise us, and it did. So in this video we'll tell you who it's best suited for, how to avoid the chaos, and what you can see underwater to help you decide if Phi Phi's diving is worth adding to your diving bucket list. The Phi Phi Islands are located in the Krabi province of southern Thailand. The easiest way to get here is by taking a speedboat or the ferry from Krabi town. We took the ferry, which is the cheapest option and takes about 1.5 hours. But you can also find routes from all over Thailand through any tour agency. The best time to dive and visit for drier and calmer conditions is from November until April. And the shoulder months around May and October can be quieter and less crowded. Try to avoid July and August when the rainy season is at its peak. The main area of Tonsai is where most of the action happens, especially at night. We were able to avoid most of the beach noise while staying close to all the main activity and amenities by staying at Uphill Cottage. We love this place and the view, but the only downside was the 133-step climb to our room right at the very top. There are plenty of rooms that aren't quite so high up though, if that climb doesn't sound like it's worth the effort. Alternatively, you can stay in other quieter and more exclusive areas on the island, but you'll need to do a short commute to where the dive centres are meeting and leaving from Tonsai for the dives. If you want to be right in the thick of the action and don't mind noise, you'll have no trouble finding a place to stay around Tonsai. The Tonsai area is packed with dive centres, all competing for business and attention. We went with Barracuda divers, but honestly, we think they're all on an equal par. We shopped around a bit and the prices and schedules are pretty much the same everywhere. Expect to pay around 2,700 baht for a 2-dive trip and 12,000 to 15,000 baht for an open water course. Most also include lunch on board. You'll also need to factor in a national park fee of 600 baht per day. But here's a pro tip. Make sure you save that piece of paper if you're doing multiple days, because then you'll only need to pay 200 baht for subsequent days in the national park. Most dive centres offer a choice between morning or afternoon trips. We prefer morning trips for better visibility and more active marine life, meeting at the dive centre at 6:45 AM and getting back to land before midday after 2 dives, with the rest of the day to spare. As for the dive sites, there are many sites accessible from Phi Phi, but most dive centres prefer to stay close. Favourite spots are generally considered to be Bida and Bida, where you can expect to see huge schools of yellow snappers. The standout site for us that we visited was the Klad Keaw Wreck. It's a simple wreck dive with a maximum depth of around 30 metres, available to advanced open water divers and above. The wreck is absolutely teeming with life, and we had lots of fun swimming through the huge schools of snappers gathered all over the wreck. You can go inside the large chamber of the wreck too, but watch out for the huge lionfish that love to hang around at the entrance. Don't expect amazing visibility here, but if you like big schools of fish, you'll be impressed. When it comes to marine life, unfortunately the water temperature has really affected the coral around Phi Phi. Whilst efforts are being made to create coral plantations at various sites, temperatures of 29 to 30 degrees Celsius means that the healthy corals are a rare find. Despite that though, the marine life here truly surprised us. We really enjoyed the vast numbers of schooling yellow snappers on several dive sites. We also encountered this massive school of barracuda at Bida. Macro life was also unexpected, with this ghost pipefish being a highlight. The main highlight though was not one but 2 of these beautiful and curious banded sea kraits, which are quite rare to encounter and always a pleasure to see and film. We were also lucky to see this huge hawksbill turtle on our final dive. Black-tip reef sharks are also a very common sighting around Phi Phi, but we were unlucky not to have seen any on our dives this time. You may have heard rumours about regular leopard shark sightings around Phi Phi. We went there with an expectation of seeing them. However, upon inquiry, we found that the sightings are much rarer than the internet might have you believe. So, while the possibility exists, don't bank your entire trip on leopard sharks. There's also a small chance of seeing whale sharks here, but once again, these are very rare. Phi Phi's diving caters to any experience level, but we think it's an exceptional choice for first-timers and beginners. The lack of current, easy depths, lack of fragile coral density, and warm water make it an excellent learning environment and a great place for further education and courses. We think that the party scene and social aspect of the island would make it a great place to stay and do your dive master training too. For those more experienced divers, you may not find the dives interesting or challenging enough, but we really enjoyed the dives we had. So, if you're traveling through Thailand and doing some dives, we think it's worth a stop, even if you just do the Klad Keaw Wreck. But if you're used to seeing huge abundance of healthy corals and diverse marine life, we think somewhere like Richelieu Rock and dive sites of the Similans are a much better choice. The dive sites can also get pretty crowded too, but we managed to avoid the crowds by simply moving away from them around the site to less busy areas. Another thing we loved about Phi Phi was the abundance of land-based activities like the famous Maya Bay tour. We did attempt to beat the crowds, but found that many other people had the same idea. However, we still highly recommend the experience and think that a private longtail is a way better option than joining a tour. The earlier you can get there, the better, but don't expect to be the only people there. We thought the trip was totally worth it, even if for only seeing the magnificent Hile Lagoon. One of the best things we did during our stay was to simply take a longtail for a couple of hours and cruise out to watch the sunset. Highly recommended. Food options on the island are abundant. We thought the best Thai food was at Garlic 1992. It's extremely popular and there were often queues of people waiting to be seated, but the hype is valid for this one. We also love Prime Burger if you want something a bit less local. Then of course, there's Phi Phi's Nightlife. The reggae bar seems to be the most popular spot, which features a Muay Thai boxing ring in the middle of the bar. Then there are the beach bars lined up along Loh Talum Bay. Here you'll find fire shows and DJs that spin until the early hours of every morning. Overall, Phi Phi is one of the best places in Thailand to jump in as a first-time diver and to do your open water course. Then come back and do your dive master training. For divers travelling with families, staying on the quiet side of the island and doing a few dive days during your stay is a great and relaxing option. For divers travelling the Andaman Coast and wanting to do some dives, we think it's worth a stop if you don't mind the chaos. But we wouldn't recommend it to anyone that wants world-class diving, luxury, small groups or quiet dive sites. Look at Koh Lanta, Koh Lipe and Khao Lak before considering Phi Phi. You'll find more info on those locations on our channel. Personally, we had a fantastic and surprising time diving around Phi Phi. We were pleasantly shocked by what we encountered underwater. For us, it was worth it for the wreck alone, one of the densest schools of fish we've seen anywhere. Thanks so much for watching. We hope you found it useful. In the next video, we're continuing our travels around Thailand's Krabi province. We hope to see you there.